Hey, plebe, what's the adult dose of epinephrine in a cardiac arrest? Wrong! 100 push-ups, now! At 8 a.m., the side door at the front of the classroom opened, and Heather Davis appeared. Ms. Davis, as we were to refer to her, was program director for the paramedic school. "Good morning, and welcome to paramedic school," she said with a beaming smile. "I hope you are all as excited as we are to get started." A registered paramedic with a master's degree in science, Ms. Davis worked in EMS for nearly 20 years in such areas as disaster response, critical incident management, and tactical EMS. Prior to UCLA, she served as education program director for the Los Angeles County Fire Department, where she handled the primary EMT and continuing education programs for over 3,000 EMTs and paramedics. She'd been widely published, was a frequent speaker at EMS conferences around the nation, and had recently been named California's EMS Educator of the Year in 2010. Ms. Davis began with a brief introduction about the philosophy and mission of the program. "We want to carry forward the mission of Daniel Freeman Hospital by providing quality health care with compassion that is inspired by ethical, moral, and human concern for the dignity of each person," she said. "And we want to make a local, national, and international contribution to the field of emergency medicine." From there, Ms. Davis spoke about all the good we do as paramedics, helping people in their time of need and saving lives. It was really inspiring stuff, and brought to mind what another paramedic who'd spoken at our earlier orientation had said. "Your patients will be hovering between life and death, and you are going to be the angels that stand in the gap between." Next, we went around the room and introduced ourselves. 5 of the sponsored firefighters were from Los Angeles County Fire Department, 3 from Santa Monica Fire Department, plus another firefighter from Corona Fire Department, who was paying his own way. The ratio of sponsored firefighters to private students at UCLA varied with every class. In some classes, there were less than 5 private spots available. Other times, such as our class 36, private students made up the majority. All of us, of course, had EMT experience, a prerequisite. But even outside of EMS, the students in class 36 boasted an impressive mix of accomplishments. Among us were ex-Marines, musicians, 2 former Division I soccer players, and a former professional water polo player who'd nearly qualified for the Olympics. One guy named Patel had graduated from baking school prior to becoming an EMT, and I learned the young kid sitting across from me was 19 and named O'Brien. He'd be giving morphine to patients before he could legally drink. "It's great having you all here," Ms. Davis continued, "and I hope you're ready for an incredible journey." She handed out our syllabus for the next 4 months. The syllabus was 11 by 17 inches, more akin to poster size than a piece of paper, with double-sided printing. The sheer amount of material was jaw-dropping, like 4 years of med school squeezed into 4 months. As Miss Davis reviewed the course schedule and syllabus, I quickly realized that class in paramedic school was not going to resemble the laid-back lifestyle I'd enjoyed in college. We'd have class from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. There were no lectures scheduled on Wednesdays, but the school would be open for optional study sessions and skills practice. It was clear by the way Ms. Davis said the word optional, however, that our only option would be to attend. We'd spend January learning anatomy and physiology, A&P, and patient assessment. We'd study topical anatomy, the organ systems, bones, major vessels of the body, and most important, how these systems worked together. Or didn't. After A&P, we'd plunge into the Airway Academy, where we'd learn how to manage a patient's airway and breathing with skills such as endotracheal and nasal intubation, inserting a breathing tube into a patient's windpipe via their mouth or nose, and performing a needle decompression, piercing the chest wall with a needle to relieve the tension built up by a collapsed lung. Following this, medical math would challenge us with long equations, and we'd have exams covering pharmacology, trauma, cardiology, medical emergencies, obstetric emergencies, geriatric patient care, and